people! How are you today? Today I'm going to show you how to make this bracelet, and this is called the half moon bracelet. It is fairly easy to make. I think it is beginner friendly because when you get the stitch, so when you get how it works, it is very easy from that because it's just repeating and just going back and forward just 3 times. So it's not very hard to make. I hope you will like this, and I hope that you will enjoy the video. I also made a PDF file of this video, and I will link that in the video and in the description box if you're maybe going on vacation or stuff like that, or you like to beat not in front of the computer. Maybe you also like the PDF file with that. So let's start. You will need some Fireline, and I'm using this in 0.20. You can also use 0.50. The reason I'm using 0.20 is that I had a leftover piece that I didn't want to throw away because it was a rather large piece. So I'm just using 0.20, but you can also use 0.17 or 0.15. That's also great. Then I'm going to use a pony needle, and I'm using this in a size 10. You can use another brand needle, but I just like this brand the best. I'm going to use seed beads, and these are Miyuki seed beads in 8/0 and 11/0, and these are in crystal lavender full. So this is a Czech coated seed bead. You can of course use other seed beads. I'm going to use these bicones, and these bicones are not Swarovski. You can use Swarovski if you like, but these are just 4mm Swarovski, not Swarovski bicones, but just cheap bicones. You can also use 4mm round pearls or beads, just what you like, but I like the look of the bicone the best. I'm going to use 6mm pearls, so these are Czech pearls, but you can also use cheap pearls. For this project it doesn't really matter because it's not a very precise project. You're going to use 2 size 6mm rings, so just the simple rings that that you can open with one movement. And then you're going to use a clasp. I'm using a 12mm clasp. You can also use a 15 or something larger, or another clasp, just what you like. Optional, you're going to use a piece of lengthening chain, and you're going to use pliers so that you can open your rings. How many beads you need, I will post that in the info box so you can check that out. We're going to make a 7-inch bracelet today, and this is easily made bigger with just an extra component. So you're going to make an extra component if you need a bigger bracelet, but what you can also do is just attach an extra round of the loop that we're going to make at the end, and then you're going to get it a little bit bigger also. So let's start. Threading your needle with about 2 arm spans of Fireline, and then we're going to pick up 5 8/0 seed beads, and we're going to slide them down. Leave a little tail so that you have something to hold on to. Now I'm going to grab my tail, and I'm going to lay the beads on my hand, and I'm going to twist my thread. I find that easy to come in the other way of the beads. So we're going through the first bead that we added now, and the second bead, and pull. And in this way we created a little loop. Now we're going through all these beads about 3 times. It can also be 2, it depends on what thread you use, until it is secure. If you're not sure, just do it another time. And we're going to end where the tail is. So my tail ends here, and we're going to end there once we done this enough. So I'm just going around. Like this. I'm going to do it 2 times because I think this is secure. And then I'm going through the next seed bead that is our step up. And pull. Give it a gentle tug. If this is not round, you're just going to pop up one of the beads and it will pop up as a round like this. Then we're going to pick up 1 11/0, 1 6 millimeter, 1 11/0, 1 4 millimeter, 1 11/0, 1 6 millimeter, and 1 11/0. Like this. Slide them down. And now we're going through 2 8/0s. We're coming out of this 8/0 and we're going through that same 8/0 as we're coming out of and through the next 8/0. So I'm coming out of this one and I'm also going through this one and the next one. And then pull. And it will look like this. This is the basic setup of the whole bracelet. So this is a one-time thing and then we're just going to add 1 pieces and I'm going to show you that. So sets of 1. We're going to pick up 1 11/0, 1 6 millimeter, 1 11/0, 1 4 millimeter, and 1 11/0. Slide them down. And now we're going through this 6 millimeter, through the next 11/0, and through the next 8/0 that we're coming out of, like this, and give it a pull. And it will look like this. So you can see that we now added a row to our base. And now we're going through the next 8/0. So this is our step up. And pull. Pick up 1 11/0, 1 6 millimeter, 1 11/0, 1 4 millimeter, and 1 11/0. Slide them down. And now we're going through that 6 millimeter, through that 11/0, and through that next 6 millimeter. And pull. This is the last part of the row. I'm going to show you on the bracelet. We're going to make rows of 4, so with 4 beads. That creates the half moon. So we do not step up through the next 8/0 this time. Give it a gentle tug. We're going to pick up our needle and we're going through this 11/0 and through the 6 millimeter. Like this. And pull. And now we're ready to add the next row. What we're going to do, we're going to pick up 1 11/0, 1 6 millimeter, 1 11/0, and 1 8/0. Slide them down. And now we're going to pick up 4 8/0s. Like this. And we're going through that first 8/0 that we added. So that's the 8/0 that we added with the 6 millimeter. And pull. And it will look like this. Now we're going to turn our thread towards us. So the 8/0s are going to face that way. And now we're going to attach the next row here. So we're going to pick up 1 11/0, 1 6 millimeter, 1 11/0, 1 4 millimeter, and 1 11/0. We're going through this 6 millimeter, this 11/0, and this 8/0. Like this. And pull. And we're going to step up through the next 8/0 and pull. And it will look like this. As you can see, the bracelet is going to be a zigzag bracelet. But this bracelet that we're making, so the first part of this bracelet, It's not going to be zigzag, and that's okay. I like to work with the beads facing me so that I can better see what I do, and I don't have to think too much on if I'm going the right direction. So we're going to fix that later, so it's still going to be a zigzag, don't worry. We're going to repeat the step that we did before, so we're going to pick up 1 11/0, 1 6mm, 1 11/0, 1 4mm, and 1 11/0, and we're going through that 6mm, the next 11/0, and the next 8/0, and pull. Step up through the next 8/0. So you're just going to step up if you need to sorry, if you need to add another row. So we're going to add the last row now. We're going to pick up 1 11/0, 1 6mm, 1 11/0, 1 4mm, and 1 11/0. And now we're going through that 6mm, that 11/0, and that next 8/0, and pull. Give it a gentle tug. And as we don't add another row here, we do not have to step up through the next 8/0. We're going to do the same as we did before, because we now added another component, and we're going through that 11/0 and through that next 6mm, like this, and pull. Now you just can continue to make the bracelet until it is your size. We're going to add one of these if it is too short for you. I'm going to make a 7-inch bracelet. The materials you need for this, so how many beads you need, are in the info box. But if you say I need a larger bracelet, you can just add one more component, or you can add, like I showed you before, you can add one of these, so the loops. So just one extra loop. It is just what you like, but it is also how much space you need, because one component is larger than one piece of the loop. So for those who get it, you can just now make the bracelet to the other side, and then I'm going to show you how you can go back. And for the ones that want to see the connection again, I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to pick up 1 11/0, 1 6mm, and 1 11/0, and 1 8/0. Slide them down like this. Then you're going to pick up 4 8/0s like this, and you're going through that first 8/0 that you're added, and pull. Give it a gentle tug. Make sure that the thread is facing your way, so you're just going to turn it. Then you're going to pick up 1 11/0, 1 6mm, 1 11/0, 1 4mm, and 1 11/0. And then you're going through the 6mm, the 11/0, and the next 8/0 again, and give it a pull. Give it a gentle tug. And then we're going to step up, because we need to add another row, through the next 8/0. Give it a pull. And I think from there that you get it. You're just going to add 2 more rows, and then you're just going to add another row. So now you can make it to the other side, and then I'm coming back to you. Of the bracelet, and I have 9 components on, so this is enough for a 7-inch bracelet. What we're going to do now, I'm coming out of this 6mm, so I added the last row, and then I went back through the 11/0 and through the 6mm to step up and in this case add a loop, but normally we would add another row here. We're going to first go through this next seed bead, so that is the next seed bead next to the 6mm, and pull. And now we're going to pick up 8 seed beads, So 811 seed beads. Slide them down. And then we're going through that same seed bead that we're coming out of. If you're on my channel, you probably know this loop. We're going to make a square loop. So I'm going through the next 2 seed beads of the row. I'm going to pick up 111 and I'm going through the next 2 and pull. I'm going to pick up another seed bead and go through the next 2. Pick up another seed bead and go through the next 3. So that's the one that we started from. And pull. And now we're going to reinforce this loop by going through all the beads again. I went through the loop one more time. I thought I didn't show you that because I don't show you that because it's just going through the loop. And now we're going to make the first part of our zigzag. We're going through the next 11 so we're coming out of this 11 seed bead. We're going through the next 4 millimeter, sorry, not the 11 the 4 millimeter and the next 11 like this, and pull. And I'm stuck on my beading mat. And then we're going to pick up 111 180 and 111 like this. And I'm going through the next 11 the next 4 millimeter and the next 11 like this, and pull. Now we're going to do this one more time. So I'm going to pick up 111 180 and 111 and I'm going through the next 11 the 4 millimeter and the next 11 and pull. And then we're going through the next 11 that is here in the middle, through the next 11 through the next 4 millimeter and through the next 11 and pull. And as you can see, we now are starting the zigzag motion like this. And this 80 doesn't want to come in. That's better. Okay, now we're going to do that to the end of the bracelet, but keep in mind that you are zigzagging. So you're going to the end of the bracelet, so all the way to the other end. And what you can have is, if you have the 4 millimeter beads that are not regular, it can be that they are a little bit, one can be a little bit bigger than the other one. So it can be that you need to add less than the beads here. So it can be that you only need to use an 80 in between of this. It can be that you can just use 2 11 It is just what looks the best, but that is something you have to test out depending on which beads you have. But just make sure that if you add the beads that you're going to twist it so that you have the turn here, that you then follow the turns of the beads. So you're just going to add the 111 180 111 is in between, and then cross over here, and then you're just going to do that to the other end of the bracelet. Now at the point that we are at the end, and we're coming out of this seed bead. As you can see, the bracelet is now a zigzag bracelet. Sorry, I have a little bit of a cracky voice and sometimes I just say words wrong. Okay, it looks like this now, and what we're going to do is we're going to make this sturdy, because now you may find that it will flip-flop on you still, and we're going to secure that now. But we're first going to make another loop. So we're just going to do the same as we did before. I don't think I need to show you this. We're going to make it exactly the same loop as we did on the other side. And now I made the loop on this side. And what we're going to do, we're coming out of this seed bead and I'm going through the next 6 millimeter and the next 11 and pull. And now we're going through the next 80. And we're going to pick up 111 seed bead. we're going through the next 8/0, the next 11/0 and the next 6 millimeter, and pull. And if you give it a gentle tug, it may curve a little bit. Don't worry about that. It's not. It looks like cute when it is a little bit curved, and it can curve more or less depending on the size beads that you use. So if you use a better brand, you will have a regular finish, and if you use a cheaper brand, it can be that you have a little bit more curl and a more uneven curl. Now we're going to pick up 1/8/0 and we're going through that next 8/0 and that next 11/0 and pull. And we're going through that next 8/0. That is actually all there is to it. So we're going to do that to the other side of the bracelet. I'm going to show you one more time. I'm going to pick up 1/11/0 and I'm going through that next 8/0, the next 11/0 and through the next 6 millimeter. So we're just going to add 1/11/0 in the middle of those 8/0s and pull. We're going to pick up 1/8/0 and we're going through that next 6 millimeter and that next 11/0. I'm going through that next 8/0. And then we are at the starting point again. So you're just going to add 1/11/0 here in the middle between the 8/0s, and we're going to use an 8/0 in between the 6 millimeters. And that you're going to do until you are at the other end of the bracelet. And I added all the beads and now we're finished. So what we're going to do is we're going to end our bracelet. I'm coming out of this pearl, and what I'm going to do, I'm going through that next 11/0 that's there and pull, and then I'm going through the next 4 millimeter and through a few of the beads that are next to that, so the two 11/0s in this case. And then I'm going to make a half hitch knot. I've now learned that it's called a half hitch knot. So we're going to go underneath with our needle in between those seed beads, and we're going to pull, and we're going to stick our needle in the loop we are creating in that way. And we're going to gently do this gently, because you can also wrap around your beads. So do this gently and pull the loop, so the knot in between. And I'm going to move one bead further because I don't want our knots to show. I'm going to move one bead further, and I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going underneath, I'm going through the loop, and I'm going to gently tuck my knot in between the beads. Now I'm just going to move through a couple of more beads. So I went through the two 11/0s. And I'm going now through the next 4 millimeter and through the next 11/0 here. And now I'm going to cut my thread. So I'm going to take my pliers in this case. I have my snapping pliers somewhere, so I'm just going to use this one because this is all I have right now. And here you can see that we now have the bracelet. Now we just need to finish it off by adding the components. So I have the lengthening chain here, and I have the clasp, and I have the 2 rings. And we're just going to use the pliers to attach those. So I'm picking up a 6 millimeter, oh sorry, a 6 yes, a 6 millimeter, I said it right. 6 millimeter here, and I'm going to attach it. And I'm going to attach my clasp. Just close it. If you can make this bracelet, you can also finish it. So that's very easy to do. Close it well, that it doesn't open. Sorry. Now at the other end we need to cut our thread here, because we have the tail here. So I'm just going to snap that off. And normally I would use like a thread burner or something, but as I said, I can't find my cutters at the moment. And here I'm going to attach the other side, so the ring, and I'm going to use the lengthening chain because I think I'm going to sell this bracelet, and I need a bit of lengthening chain on it for that, because not everybody has the same size wrist. And it will look like this. Right, I really hope that you like to make this bracelet. If you made it, I made a beading group on Facebook that is joined by about 1,000 people now, and we really enjoy like sharing each other's things that we made. It doesn't have to be from my channel only, it can also be other things, so you are welcome to join us there. And maybe if you made this, you can take a picture and show it there. I would love to see it. You can also join me on Facebook, just my regular Facebook page. That is just the page where I post my things, like when I have a new PDF file up and stuff like that, or just little updates. But on the beading page that is called Beading Beads and Beaders, I will link it in the info box. That is really the page where I spend the most time, because I can really interact with you guys, and I really love to do that and see what you made and what else you made except from my channel. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. It means a lot to me, and I will hope to see you the next time. Bye! Have a nice day!